Oh, it's like an Agatha Christie's novel, or, it's like a super sleuth detective story, like who done it. My name is Peter, and my last name is Guppy, and you are in my business. This is Prosperity Hardware, and welcome. Prosperity Hardware. My mother came up with that name because it meant all the things that she desired: prosperity, wealth, good life. We are immigrants that came to the United States in the 70s, and my mom, she believed in me, and she invested her savings in me. Coming from a poor situation, growing up poor, the American dream gives you the opportunity to achieve things. Collecting art it's another business. Maybe about 8-9 years ago, a friend of mine, he was an art collector, and he hit on some hard times.
My name is Valery Matetov. No, I have a lot of paint. I collect. I sell to Peter because I was need paid for rent.
I need some money. I need some money because I'm about to lose my condo. And I said, well, I don't really loan money. What do you have to sell me? And he said, look, I'll sell you these pieces.
He promised me something percentage of if he's selling a good.
Then I hung the art on the wall, and at the time I didn't have anything in my house, like art in my house. And I saw how, it just lit up the room and how it looked. So it just piqued my interest, and I started to do the research on the art that I collect and realized that there's money to be gained in art collection. So it became my second hobby. Well, I don't really do the research. She does the research.
I'm Nandi. I'm Peter's cousin. Basically, I do research for pretty much anything he buys, so I sort of didn't have a choice. Well, Peter came and he showed me the painting. He's like, this is what I got. I think it's by a Russian artist. I'm like, okay. He's like, so help me figure it out.
There was just two initials, KM, not full name.
I went to the Met Museum and I spoke to a lot of people in there, and they basically pointed me in the right direction that it could possibly be an authentic Malevich.
I thought, wow, if I can authenticate this, it's going to be a good windfall. That's what I thought.
My name's James Butterick. I am a dealer in Russian art. Well, a Malevich original will sell for, the last auction price was $32 million. Malevich had a very large following. He was a master.
He wanted to do away with traditional types of painting. He really was basically the godfather of this avant-garde type of supremacism art.
The country had been shut off from the world, I think you'd argue, since about 1920, when he was indeed imprisoned. And individualist art would have been hidden, destroyed. We don't know what happened to a lot of it.
That's the thing about the art. It tells the story of these people's struggle. I feel he's trying to reach out through me and get this painting reestablished. We found that the artist did something for Lenin in 1918.
He had commissioned a contest to see which artists would be doing the artwork for the Winter Palace.
He hired Malevich to do the design.
I saw some of the works and they look a lot more similar to our piece than what was previously thought.
The closer you get to actually authenticating a piece that might be valuable, it gives you such a rush.
The difficulty is with Russian art is because, Russia was this closed entity for so long, suddenly it opens up and sort of rather conveniently, suddenly, tens of hundreds of pictures appear by avant-garde artists. One of the anomalies is they're very often signed. They almost always have no provenance whatsoever. Does it have a provenance? Provenance is extremely important, especially with the Russian avant-garde. It's absolutely vital. So provenance is really the history of the picture almost from the day it's painted.
Around 1994 in Moscow, there was a very big flea market, different stuff, antiques, paints, books, and vinyl records. I was check vinyls, and behind that I was to see one man in the box was selling something paint, 5-6 piece. I thinking maybe it's real, maybe it's not real. He don't know about that because seller was very old man and he was asking those time not expensive, around maybe $400. Okay, I buy.
It's bought in an open-air market in Moscow. This is a very common occurrence. There was a vast sort of jumble sale every Saturday and Sunday where people would bring all kinds of things. If that's the only available provenance, that would instantly make me nervous. I would always advise everybody who ever comes to me to always seek a second opinion.
In economics, you buy low and you sell high. I mean to sell the piece, but I need to authenticate it because you can't sell a piece of art unless you authenticate it.
I'm Nika Goodman, Principal Investigator at Art Analysis and Research. There's sort of 3 strands involved in authentication. It involves connoisseurship, so the expert's eye, looking at provenance, and then the third is scientific analysis of art. So I'm looking at the brush strokes, the consistency of the paint. I'm looking to see how he handled his edges of forms. He's known to have used, in many cases, a cardboard or a paperboard, and used to have worked against that, used that to guide him and provide a straight line for things.
Original pictures by Malevich. The lines tend to be barrel straight. Now, why would there be an imperfection here? Forgive me, but that strikes me as very odd.
There was a level of sharp edges, in many cases, levels of exactitude, even though he often used loose brush strokes, texture. But what I'm seeing here is these loose, wavy edges, which suggests that it was applied freestyle with the hand without an aid, such as a cardboard.
As a dealer, if I was offered this picture with this provenance and taking into account the style in which it's painted, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't touch it.
I believe it's real, 100%.
I would say 80%. That's as much as I'm going to give it, 80%.
I wish be rich, but God helps for everybody.
Let me just say, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny percentage.
Malevich, you left a fingerprint within the red part smack in the middle. The next step for me would be to compare the fingerprint on the artwork to tell for sure whether or not it is a Malevich.
I think he's very passionate about what he likes to do. If it's hardware, if it's art, or whatever it is, he gets into it and he's 100%. Like, there is no going back with him.
Yeah, it's very exciting to see that somebody, could go out and buy a canvas for, $100 and it turns out that it's actually worth $10 million. It's the notion of the nice guy finishing first. It's romantic, it's thrilling. But unfortunately, in my experience, it is almost unheard of. The chances are probably on a par with winning the lottery.
You have to have a determination in life, and that's one thing I've always had. Through what my family experienced, we were always determined. So I'm still determined to authenticate this painting. For me, it's an adventure, and I'm going to keep collecting and trying to find diamonds in the rough. I have one more item that I'm interested in getting authenticated. It's not art, it's a $20 Andrew Jackson with the image of Josephine Baker. It's the only one of its kind that I know of, and it's a misprint from the United States Mint. It's possible. Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams because it's an adventure and you will be well rewarded for your adventures.